Morning Country Club of DC Ranch Golfers. This is Dick Highland. As many of you know, if you've been reading the paper, across the country the temperatures have been really on the warm side. It's the warmest July that we've ever had in the history of them taking records. We've been over 110 God knows how many days, but you know what? People are still playing golf. We can play golf in the heat, but we can't play it in the snow. So most of our players are going out in the morning. The beauty of the Double T start is we can get play off of 1 and 10, and all of our play, for instance, today, we'll have 84 players. Everybody will be out by 9:30. Everybody will be finished by, let's say, 1:40, and then they're off to do what they want to do. But if we were on a straight tee, you wouldn't get off the first tee until about 11:30, 12 o'clock in the heat of the day. So we're glad we have the opportunity to use the first and 10th tee start. And the beauty of that, it's been a while since we spoke. I'm going to encourage you, first off, if you've got any questions, comments, or concern, please send me emails as you've been doing since I mentioned about the rough a couple visits ago. People let the information come into me, and I try and get back to them as best I possibly can, because as it was pointed out to me this week, that the rumor mill can really be damaging. And so even if I don't have the answer to your question, I'm going to find it. So if you please email me, you know the email address, dhighland@ccdcranch.com. I'll be glad to get back to you because we take your comments very seriously. A couple things that are coming up next weekend, Friday and Saturday. So it's a Friday afternoon shotgun at 12:30, and it's an 8:30 shotgun on Saturday morning. We use the Inferno as our men's summer member guest to break up the summer for people who are here, and even now we have people flying in to play in the Inferno. We've got 51 teams signed up so far. We need one more team if anybody's on the fence as to whether or not you'd like to play. We'd love to have you play to make even foursomes. And that, again, would be this coming Friday and Saturday. Second thing coming up would be our Ryder Cup competition every 2 years, and this is a Ryder Cup year on the PGA Tour. We have 12 of our members against 12 Silverleaf members. We play a best ball the first round and an individual competition the second round. And how we pick our team, the 12 are comprised of 8 qualifiers. Again, between September 5th and September 10th, you get a chance to play 2 rounds. Your best net score counts as your qualifying score. So 8 come from that qualifier. 2 are club champions from this past season, and then 2 are captain's picks. So that would make up the team of 12 players. Also coming up, not too far away, please make sure you understand that the member for both men and women, that's coming up. And the ladies are playing on the 6th through the 8th of November, and the guys follow those remaining 3 days. The gals are playing a scramble format and a best ball format, and the men are playing the 5-match format. So be on the lookout because that's coming up, and you should be looking on 4Ts to be able to pick your team and sign up. And it's open to full golf members at this point in time, and should we need to fill the field, and the field will be a max of 60 teams, then we would go down to the sports social category to fill the remainder of those teams. We should also tell you, we've had a blast with the junior programs, and they've really gotten some traction, and we've gotten some nice little players getting developed. And we've also got an invitation to participate in the PGA Junior League, which is a nationwide competition. So we're trying to gear up our juniors to be selected to represent the club and the region in the PGA Junior League. And please note on 4Ts for your juniors, we gear up again on August the 20th, September 10th, September 17th, and so on and so forth. We've had between 20 and 30 juniors sign up, so we really would ask you to have your junior golfers. Let's get ready to go. It's not too early to start them. If you have any questions, please let us know. And to consolidate my visit today, as you look on 4Ts, you should be able to see this November calendar of events. So it's ready and available to you. Please make note of it and sign up when you can. And then we should also tell you that some of our course conditions, and Dana Parrish is with me, and he's going to be talking to you in just a couple minutes. We hear you, we understand that they're not as we would like it. And let me give you a little bit of background. So if we use play counts from October, November, December, January, the first third of the year, that's where 36% of all of our play comes from. Then we go February, March, April, May, 44%, and then June, July, August, September, which finishes out our year, we have 20% of our play, which is enough that everybody deserves to have great course conditions, or as best we can, weather permitting. We haven't had any monsoons to speak of. We've gotten 1/10 of an inch from the last little teaser that we had this past week. We're hoping to get some more maybe tomorrow. They say that there's a hurricane moving in from the San Diego area. And maybe we'll get some water, maybe we won't, but we certainly hope that we will, because we need the water, we need the humidity, we need the dew points, and we believe that they typically start in and around the 4th of July. It didn't happen as early as we wanted to, so now we're playing catch up, and you can see some of the areas out there are a little bit void of turf. Some of the high traffic areas around the bunkers, getting up to the cart paths, et cetera, et cetera. So I'll let Dana speak to that. I'm not going to speak for Dana's World, but we are working as quickly as we possibly can to get these areas cleaned up. And again, if you've got any comments, please let us know. But we should also tell you that last year when we had the rough, and it was up over 2 inches, and yes, a lot of people liked it. Some people didn't like it at all, but there's a likelihood we're going back to having a rough definition out there this coming fall, winter, spring season. But please know we're damaging our playing surfaces when we keep the rough in after the first week of March at the latest. And we're now paying the price because we kept the rough, as I said, at 2 inches or more through the Stampede, which was the second weekend in May. So we have to do what's agronomically proven and sound to keep these golf courses in the best shape that we possibly can. As you know, we're not going to be overseeding the greens again for year number 7. The greens get stronger and stronger every year that we don't overseed, and we believe that they've been somewhere between very good and excellent throughout the year, and we're going to continue down that path. So a little bit wordy from me today, but I wanted to get back to you, and most importantly, if you please would send me some of your constructive comments and concerns, I'll be glad to get back to you. So let's wait on Dana to come back in here. I know that he's out there trying to make sure that the bunkers are what they should be, that the fairways are being mowed today, which is consistent, and in any event, he's ready to talk to you about some of the things he's working on. So have a great day, play your best golf. We'll talk to you in a little bit.
All right, good morning, DC Ranch golfers. It is August 19th, 2023. I've got my favorite photographer, Justin, out here. Talk a little bit about Bermuda grass and turf conditions and over the summer. And I know Dick had mentioned previously, a little bit about what I'm going to talk about here too. And so I'll be regurgitating a little bit about what he had just previously mentioned. So here we are out on number 1, and some of the reason that we're in the position we are in right now is the excessive height of cut in the rough that we had this last season. We had 2 to 3 inch rough for the duration of the season and into the first week of May for the member guests and the Stampede and the Roundup. So that, and then along with that, when we overseeded the golf course at the end of September last year, we had the first 9 holes done along with hole number 12. And as we finished up hole number 12, we had about 1 inch of rain in about 20-minute period. So as you can imagine, the damage that did out on the golf course. So there was a lot of cleanup that we had to do. And along with that, we had to go back over and reseed all 10 of those holes because it did wash away some of the seed, washed it down into some low areas and whatnot. So we had to go back over and reseed those 9 holes so that we could ensure that we had consistent coverage throughout the whole golf course. So, the extra seed, typically I overseed at 700 pounds to the acre. So you go double on that and you're looking at 1,500 pounds, probably 2,000 pounds in some of the low areas where the seed washed down. And so that in itself does significant damage to Bermuda grass. Overseed in general does damage to Bermuda grass, but when you get seed rates that high, it does even more damage. And then you throw the higher heights of cut in the rough out there, and then you see down here, this is what it does. So you have areas that are void of turf, and so the biggest thing with Bermuda grass is it has to reach, the temperature and the dew points and the humidity play an important role in the Bermuda grass covering up some of these void areas. So as we sit today, the monsoon season was about 30 days late coming in compared to what it was last year. And so you can see now we've had good active growth now for the last 3 weeks, and you can see some of these Bermuda grass runners, and this is how Bermuda grass grows. So you see these big runners here in each of these grow points here. So these will tack down and set out a taproot, and then it just continues to cover up these weak areas like this, these void turf areas. And you can see some of this really good growth, and this has just happened over the last few weeks when we get this good humid weather in here to help us out. And so we did close down for 2 weeks in July to do all of our cultural practices, which are a necessary part to providing healthy turf conditions. And then the monsoon season came in right behind that, and so now you see all this good healthy Bermuda grass covering up some of these void areas. And hopefully I was able to answer some of those questions that we've had throughout the summer, and so if anybody, I could obviously go on and on about this for another hour, but unfortunately we don't have that kind of time to do on the video here. But so if there's any other further questions or comments or anything like that, please feel free to shoot me an email, and I would love to sit down or go for a ride around the golf course and discuss further. Thank you.